This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at Ease, the leading online on-demand marketplace for legal California medical marijuana delivery. If you're a registered medical marijuana patient living in California, do yourself a favor and open up ease.com to check out what your options are for delivery. And if you're not a registered patient but still live in the Golden State, bookmark ease.com so you'll be ready to check out your options for adult use delivery on January 1st. That's ease.com, which is spelled E-A-Z-E, ease.com. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, December 21st, 2017, and you're tuned in to episode 398 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story of the day brings us up to Alaska, where on Tuesday, during a meeting of the state's Marijuana Control Board, officials with the Alcohol and Marijuana Control Office detailed disparities seen in testing results from two of the state's certified testing labs. Agents with the control office purchased two 4-gram packages of the same cannabis from a dispensary and had Steep Hill Labs and Cannatest test them for their THC content. Steep Hill reported the submitted cannabis had 16.2% THC, while Cannatest said it had 21.73%, a spread far outside any reasonable natural variation. The two labs were closer in testing another strain, coming up with marks of 12.1% and 11.28%, respectively. Even still, 1 out of 2 isn't really good enough when it comes to cannabis testing. There's a lot at stake with those reported numbers, from being able to sell higher THC cannabis for more money to the fact that bad enough contamination test results can mean having to pull product from the market. This is a smaller story that hints at a much larger issue. Inc.com has a fascinating piece up detailing the rise and fall of marijuana wholesale trading platform TradeDiv, which recently announced that it was closing up shop after starting up in 2015 and raising millions of dollars in venture capital. Inc.'s piece is one of those must-reads as it dives into the LSD-inspired religious conversion of TradeDiv founder Aaron Sullivan, who was named to Inc.'s 30 Under 30 list just a year after starting his company. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. Our final top story of the day is the news that the Oregon Liquor Control Commission came up short all 20 times it tried to catch legal marijuana dispensaries selling cannabis to underage buyers. The OLCC conducts regular stings of both liquor stores and cannabis dispensaries by sending in underage buyers and says that each licensed establishment can expect to be tested at least once a year. On Tuesday, the state agency hit 20 dispensaries in Central Oregon and had all 20 of its underage agents turned away because they were too young. Kudos to those 20 dispensaries. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz it in headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease, the leading online on-demand marketplace for legal California medical marijuana delivery. There are just 10 days left in 2017 with the grand adventure of California legal adult use marijuana set to sweep the Golden State come January 1st. Ease is doing a lot of work right now behind the scenes to make sure they are ready for that transition. You know how complex California's legal cannabis rules landscape is right now, with different parts of the state having completely different regulations for how cannabis can be sold, including by delivery. When you fire up ease.com on January 1st, you'll know you're getting all the information you need regarding your local situation. Open up ease.com today to place an order for delivery if you're already a registered medical marijuana patient in California, or just bookmark it so that you're ready to go as soon as the ball drops. One more time, that's ease.com, which is spelled E-A-Z-E, ease.com. All right. Time for the Blitz. U.S. News & World Report has a nicely produced article up looking at the complete collapse of the state of Colorado following the legalization of adult use marijuana that was predicted by many in the prohibitionist community that never actually got around to happening. Quite the contrary, with the state doing quite well today in both economic and social terms. A good story to open up for the full read. The state of Nevada just released statistics for their legal marijuana industry for the month of October, with adult use sales setting its highest total yet at just a smidge under $38 million, netting the state $3.8 million in tax revenue. October's mark was a big jump from the previous month, where September only saw $27.7 million in sales. Rhode Island is taking a fairly hands-off approach towards limiting the pool of licensed medical marijuana cultivators, with the state's top medical marijuana regulator telling a legislative oversight panel on Tuesday that he expects many of the registered growers, of which there are now 18, to fail. Norman Birnbaum told the panel that his agency also wanted to avoid lawsuits filed by rejected applicants, which have a tendency to bog down patient access. Currently, Rhode Island has just over 19,000 registered patients being served by 3 dispensaries. The Ohio Department of Commerce just announced details for the 104 applications it received for up to 40 cannabis processing licenses. If you're into those kind of wonky details, swing over to New Cannabis Ventures for the full list of applicants and their main points of contact. Things are not looking good for Washington state hemp farmers, as the budget recently submitted by Governor Jay Inslee does not contain funding to pay for the state agency tasked with overseeing its nascent hemp industry. The Washington Department of Agriculture says it needs $287,000 to fund hemp operations through 2019, but it won't be pressing Governor Inslee to include it in his funding request. Active hemp cultivation licenses run out in June, and without funding, state ag officials won't be issuing any new ones. We'll keep an eye on this one as it evolves. Yesterday, politicians in the nation of New Zealand announced a proposed bill to set up a legal medical marijuana program. The Misuse of Drugs Amendment Bill would call for the formation of a commission to work out the exact details for how a medical marijuana program would be run, but it would all be built upon a system of domestic cultivation. Swing over to John Hilt's piece on marijuana.com for the full read on this one. And finally for today, the Cannabist has a new sad chapter in the story of the decline of MassRoots, the once vaunted marijuana tech company that's been all over the headlines in recent weeks and months for the very public corporate battle that's been waged for its control. As Alicia Wallace is reporting, MassRoots is now in danger of being evicted from its offices in downtown Denver because it's failed to pay rent since the end of the summer. In all, MassRoots owes $39,742 in back rent. Newly installed CEO Isaac Dietrich is blaming former CEO Scott Kvetten for the missed rent payments at the same time as he's characterizing the decision to not pay rent as, quote, a strategic business decision. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Just a quick reminder that tomorrow is our last show until we go dormant for our annual holiday week off. We'll be back in full production mode on Tuesday, January 2nd. I hope everyone has a great holiday. Thanks to our sponsor Ease and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.